Sharade pahi mam Shankara raksha mam. 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 Sharade pahi mam Shankara raksha mam.
Namaskaram. We'll go to get started. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sharada Sharadamboja Vadana Vadanambuje Sarvada Sarvatasmakam Sannidhiം Priyat Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Bharati Karunapatram Bharati Padabhushanam Bharati Padamarudam Bharati Tirthamashraye Vidya Vinaya Sampannam Vetaraham Vivehinam Vande Vedanta Tattvagyam Vidushekhara Bharatim. Om Sadguru Charanarvindabhyam Namaha. Welcome all to the Panchadasi lecture session today. Namaskar, Mami. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Doing namaskar to Sri Sharada Devi and to Sri Mahasannidhanam and Sri Sannidhanam and the whole Guru Parampara, Chinmaya, Swami Chinmayananda, and to you all. We'll start today's lecture. So first we do the Namasri Shankarananda from the first part. It's the same invocation for this also. Namashri Shankarananda Guru Padambu Janmane Savilasa Mahamoha Grahagrasaika Karmane. Hope everybody has written that down. Yeah, it's very important. All right. So last time, that is last month, we had seen the first shloka of the second chapter. We had just started, we had finished that. And I hope you all remember that. Otherwise, Srini, can you please show that part? The first shloka. We will chant together. Sadadvaitam shrutam yat panchabhuta vivekatah bodhum shakyam tato bhuta panchakam pravivichyate. Somebody is not muted. If you can mute everybody. Thanks. So what we saw in that was Yat Shrutam, means that which was heard in the Shruti. Which Shruti was that? That was Chandogya Upanishad. Yeah? The quotation that is taken is from the Chandogya Upanishad. And in that it said, Uddalaka Rishi told his son, he said, Sadeva Saumya idam agra asid ekameva advitiyam. So this is what in that Uddalaka Rishi told his son Shvetaketu. So what did he say? That there is only one Sat. There is only one which is called as existence. So about this we come to know, Shrutam means about which we come to know through the Shruti. And it said here, Idam agra asit. This entire world, before the world of names and forms were created, that is before the creation, prag utpattihi, before the creation, it has only existence. The names and forms have come later. So that's what was told in the Shruti. And here it says, Sad Advaitam Shrutam Yattat. That Sat, which is Advaitam, one without a second, which is heard through the Shrutis, Panchabhuta Vivekataha. Yeah. So, we say that Panchabhuta Vivekataha, through the discrimination of the Panchabhutas, we can come to know Bodhum Shakyam. It is possible for us to know this, what it is what it can be. It is comprehensible. Bodhum Shakyo. Tato Bhuta Panchakam Pravivichyate. So, we will now do this comprehension through the separation of the 5 elements from that Sat. How we are going to do that is the whole of this chapter. Panchabhuta Vivekataha, through the methodology of the discrimination using the 5 elements. So in the first verse, he tells us why we are going to be doing the Panchabhuta Viveka in order to comprehend the reality, the tattva. In order to know the reality, we are going to do all this discrimination. Here, discrimination means separating. So, reality, which is non-dual existence. How do you know that there is non-dual existence? Through the Shruti. Shruti is the Pramanam. So, now let us do the Panchabhuta Vivekaha. So, this is what is told in the first shlokam. So, it easily becomes comprehensible by the discrimination of the 5 elements. What are the 5 elements? We have to know first. What? Never heard 5 elements. What are they? So, the 5 elements are Akasha, that is space, Vayu, that is the wind, air, Agni or fire, Apa or Jalam or water, and Prithvi, the earth. Yeah? So, we are not distinguishing them from each other, but little bit of that will also have to do. But it is not distinguishing one from the other, but it is distinguishing the 5 elements from the reality. That's what we are going to do. Tataha Bhuta Panchakam Pravichyate. We are going to differentiate that. So, last time we said how this one shlokam gave us all the Anubandha Chatushtaya, who is the Adhikari, what is the subject matter, what is the Prayojanam, what do you get out, what is the result of knowing this, and then what is the Sambandha, does the text give what you need? All these things, kind of we dealt with that. We won't go into that now because we have already done that. So now, before creation, we say that Sat alone was. Now, you can take this off. So before creation, we have to know that the creation, in order to create anything, 3 things are needed. So what are the 3 things? We normally talk about this as a basic thing that we should know. There is a material cause, and there is an efficient cause, and then there is something called instrumental cause. So what do we mean by that? If we take the example, always the clay and the pot. Yeah. So in order for a potter to make the pot from the clay, first the material cause is the clay, and the efficient cause means the intelligence, the man, the potter who is making the pot. He is a live person. He's a person who knows and he does this. Yeah. So there is a material clay. The efficient cause is the potter, and with the potter's wheel, that is the instrument, he makes the pot. Yeah. So these 3 things are normally needed. Now, when we talk about the creation of this universe, how was it created? If Sat alone was there, who created it? So then we say that for creation to happen, since only existence was there, existence alone became the creation. That existence which was existing, it became the creation. So the the karana, which is the upadana karana means the material cause, which is the existence here. From existence, it was the what came out? Creation came out. Who made it? Creation itself made it. Yeah. So we say that the upadana karana, or the material cause, and the efficient cause are both one and the same. Is that possible? Yeah. Then what is the instrumental cause? There is no instrument. It just became one from the other. So it is called Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. Abhinna means there is no differentiation. Nimitta means the efficient cause. Some sentiency has to be there. If there is no sentiency, means there is no consciousness, it cannot be changed. Yeah. So, abhinna means not different. Nimitta, the efficient cause or the intelligent cause. Upadana karana, the material cause. So, that existence became this creation by the existence itself. So, like in the clay and the pot, there is a efficient cause, an intelligent potter who has made that. Here, there is no efficient cause like that, but the existent itself becomes the efficient cause. So, when we say like that, we have to take one step further. What is the step? That when something is created, there is some sentiency, there is some consciousness involved. So, in other words, the Sat or the existent itself becomes the Chit. Chit means consciousness. Without the intelligence, without the sentiency, there cannot be anything that is being created. When we say like that, this truth, that Sat is Chit. When we say Sat, that also means it is Chit also. It is inherent in that. Consciousness is in it. So Sat is Chit also. So this truth comes out when we say Advaitam. When there is only one, when we say, then Sat and Chit are not two things, but Sat alone is Chit and Chit alone is Sat. So this truth comes out because of this one simple statement, Sadeva Saumya Idam Agra Asit, and also we just now said that Sad Advaitam. Sad Advaitam. The shloka starts with that. Sad is Advaitam. So when existence alone is, and it became the whole world, that means the efficient cause is also that. So it is of the nature of consciousness. So this is the truth that comes out from the first shlokam. So Sat becomes Chit also. Because when you say Advaitam, it means that there is Nimitta Karana and the Upadana Karana are one and the same. Yeah, that has to be noted down. So the Nimitta Karana has got to be conscious. It has got to be the intelligent cause. Like the potter with the consciousness, he is making it. Okay. So it is, when we say it is Astita, means it is just there. It is Sat. Sat alone becomes Jnana Matra also. That means it is also consciousness. So Advaita is Sat. That means it means Sat is also Chit. So this has to be clearly understood. So this we understand from these two words, Sat and Advaitam. Now, who are we talking about? That Sat and Chit is nothing but you. Yeah? We are talking about you, who is Sat and who is Chit. Me. Yeah, each one of us. Yeah? So I hope we are all sentient. I hope we are all conscious. Yeah. So, and we are all existing. Hope both of them are there. So when we say Sat Advaitam, Advaitam is Jnana Matram, and Sat means you yourself or I myself. Each one of us has to translate it. Oh, it is talking about me. And that you are Jnanam means you are that consciousness. So Sad Advaitam means existence of the nature of consciousness. And that consciousness is nothing outside, but it is me inside. My own consciousness, I alone. Yeah. So consciousness, where do we feel it? We don't feel it outside. We feel it inside. I'm conscious. When I say I touch my own heart, no, I am conscious, of course. If I were to ask you, are you alive? Of course I'm alive. What do you mean? So yes, I'm listening. My mind may not be here. That is a different thing. But listening, I'm doing. My ears are listening and I'm listening. So, Sad Advaitam indicates the Vedantic truth of Jiva Brahma Aikyam. That also, I and that outside Brahman, they are same. So, that Sat as consciousness is inside, as Chit it is inside, as Sat it is outside. So, Brahman and Jiva are one and the same. So, this entire truth is in the first two words, Sat and Advaitam. They are actually talking about Jiva Brahma here. So, this we need not understand fully, but just to know that itself is mind-boggling, that how Vidyaranya Swami has put everything in the first shloka itself for us to know what the end product we are. What do we expect out of this class? What we expect out of this class is that Jiva Brahma Aikya, that is Jiva and the Brahma are one and the same. That will be known through this second chapter also. It was already known through the first chapter, but as we keep on listening only, it becomes a part of us. Yeah. I already know it. You already talked about the first chapter for a long time, Auntie. So many years you took. Now again you are continuing with that same thing, but from a different angle. So the more and more we hear from different angles, it becomes absolutely clear to us. So the Vedantic truth of Jiva Brahma Aikya, Jiva is the consciousness inside, and Brahma is the existence outside. That's what is told in this two words itself from the very beginning. Sad Advaitam stands for Jiva Brahma Aikya. So this indicates the Vishaya of the text. So that's what we are going to be doing in this whole chapter. Now, in the previous chapter, the first chapter also taught the same thing, Jiva Brahma Aikya, but it was from the Anvaya Vyatireka. From that standpoint, it was told by distinguishing all the three shariras, that is the three bodies or the five panchakoshas. Yeah. So we did the Anvaya Vyatireka, whereas here, how are we going to know the truth? It is going to be through the Panchabhuta Viveka, by distinguishing the Panchabhutas, the five great Mahabhutas, they are called, the five great elements. So Mahabhutas, this is called, that's why it's called as Mahabhuta Viveka also. Panchabhuta Viveka or Mahabhuta Viveka. So now we go to the second shlokam. Yeah, now second shloka. Shabdasparshau Ruparasau Gandho Bhuta Gunaime. Shabdasparshau Ruparasau Gandho Bhuta Gunaime. Ekadvitrichatuh pancha Guna Vyomadishu Kramat. Ekadvichatuh pancha Guna Vyomadishu Kramat. Shabdasparshau Ruparasau Gandho Bhuta Gunaime. Ekadvitrichatuh pancha Guna Vyomadishu Kramat. Shabdasparshau Ruparasau Gandho Bhuta Gunaime. Ekadvitrichatuh pancha Guna Vyomadishu Kramat. All right. Now, whenever we show this, if you can take a picture and keep it or something like that, it will be good. Otherwise, they will put it in their website and you can download it or something. So, what are the five Mahabhutas? We all know this, but we have to go through that. So, the qualities, guna. So, what are they? Shabda, sound, sparsha, touch. Right. Then Rupa, form and color, Rasa, taste, Gandha, smell. Bhuta Guna Ime. These are the 5 qualities or properties of the 5 elements. Yeah. So after having said that in the first line, he enumerated these 5 the properties of the elements. And then in the second line, it said, Eka, Dvi, Tri, Chatu, Pancha. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Eka is 1, Dvi, 2, 3. In English also 3. Yeah, 3 is 3 only in Sanskritam and in. So we that's why we say that Sanskritam is the mother of all languages. So 3, Chatur, 4, Pancha, 5. Yeah. So Gunaha, qualities. So, and it said, Vyomadishu Kramat. Kramat means in order. Krama. In order, Vyoma Adishu. Vyoma means Akasha. Vyoma means the element, that is the space. Vyoma Adishu means Akasha, etc. in order. What is this? That means Ekam. First was Ekam. Ekam is Akasha, only one. Akasha has got only one quality. Second one is Vayu. Vayu will have 2 qualities, Dvi. Agni will have 3 qualities. Apaha will have 4 qualities. Prithvi will have 5 qualities. So that's what in order. Akashadi, Vyomadishu means Akasha Adishu. So Akasha has 1 quality, Vayu has 2 qualities, and then Agni has 3 qualities. Apas, that is water, will have 4 qualities. Prithvi will have 5 qualities. So the main topic is understanding that Sat, which is Advaita, which is you yourself. And for that, what did he say? We shall try to understand through the methodology of differentiating the 5 elements from the Sat. That's what he said in the first shloka. Now to do that, he first starts, Vidyaranyaji first starts, what are the 5 elements and differentiating the 5 elements from each other. Otherwise, we'll get confused. So that's what he's starting like that. Very methodically, he will as though hold our hands. Then you will think, but I know this. But it is good to go through all this. So we'll see how, this is the methodology of Vidyaranyaji. You can see his stamp in each and every, way through as you go along. Okay, so now continuing. We said Akasha has 1 property, Vayu, etc. 2. So now, next, what will he do? We can immediately say, what else can he take up? He will say how Shabda is there in Akasha, and then what is there in Vayu, like that. No? So we all now, what will be the next topic. There is no suspense at all. Now, okay, so next is going to be that. So now the third shlokam, let us see. All right. Pratidhvanirviyat shabdaha shabdo vayau bisiti shabdanam. Pratidhvanirviyat shabdaha vayau bisiti shabdanam. Anushnaashita samsparshaha vannau bhugu bhugu dhvanihi. Anushnaashita samsparshaha vannau bhugu bhugu dhvanihi. Together. Pratidhvanirviyat shabdaha vayau bisiti shabdanam anushnaashita samsparshaha Vannau bhugu bhugu dhvanihi pratidhvanirviyat shabdaha vayau bisiti shabdanam anushnaashita samsparshaha vannau bhugu bhugu dhvanihi. Pratidhvanihi viyat shabdaha. Viyat means also Vyoma means Akasha. So these are all different words for Akasha. We can learn more Sanskritam words also. Viyat is one word. Vyoma, which just now we saw. And also Akasha, we all know, that is the space. Yeah. So in Viyat, in Akasha, what is there? Shabda is there. In Akasha, sound is there in the form of pratidhvanihi. Now, pratidhvanihi, everywhere you will find that the meaning given is pratidhvani. You can clearly see means echo. Right? So, the sound is called as pratidhvani. But actually, what it means is, for the sound to go through, you need a medium. Yeah, it has to be transmitted. So it is the sound which is brought through this medium of Akasha. Okay, the Akasha travels in the medium of that. Sorry, not Akasha. Shabda, and the sound travels in the medium of that Akasha. So you don't have to take literally as echo. Echo is also the meaning only. Pratidhvani means echo only. But then here it is the medium through which the sound is traveling. So through which you come to hear. The sound is heard because from one place to the other, it has to come through the medium of the space. So usually, how do we hear the sound? There is no sound in the Akasha per se, but whatever sound is there, it comes through that medium. So sound is to be transmitted, it requires a medium. For sound to be transmitted, it requires a medium. So transmitting medium, yeah, that doesn't make any sense by itself. So the word pratidhvani, so means transmitted. So even though the property of Akasha is sound, it does not reach your ear just like that. It has to reach through the medium. Okay. So when the air is there, then through that, the sound reaches you. Yeah. So the nature of the sound requires a medium, and that is the Akasha. So the sound which you have heard transmitted is the property of the Akasha. Number one, finished. Next comes Vayu. What is the property of Vayu? So from Akasha, when we say, when the creation, we say Akashat Vayuhu. From Akasha came Vayu. The second in line is Vayu. So from Vayu, then comes Agni. From Agni comes Apaha, water. From Apaha comes Prithvi, the earth. So these are the five, that's all. So the element which comes next. First, there is one element. From that, the next element comes. So that element will have its own unique property, and it will also have the property of its cause, from where it came. Yeah. So it will have its own property, its own unique property, and that's called as Svavishesha Guna. Its own unique property. And also it will have the property of the, you can say mother or whatever, from where it came, the cause. So that's called as Svakarana Guna. Svakarana Guna. Karana means cause, from where it came. So there are two things. One is Svavishesha Guna, its own unique property, plus Svakarana Guna. Yeah? That's what it will have. So we said in Akasha, there is only Svavishesha Guna. because it did not come from any other element. Yeah, it is unique by itself. It started. So it has got only its own guna. It doesn't have any karana guna. So the akasha, from akasha only other things have come. Yeah. So akasha will have only shabda. Okay. Okay. So now we come to the vayu. Vayu has got, we said just now, we read in this one. Vayu, in the third one, we said Vayu visiti shabdanam. So, and Anushna in the next line, Anushna Shita Samsparshaha. I hope you have taken a picture of that. Yeah. So, what is the Swakarana Gunam here? It came from the Akasha. So, the Vayu will have its Karana Guna, which is nothing but Shabda. Yeah. So, first thing is Vayu will have Shabda. Yeah. In Vayu, what kind of Shabda comes? When it is blowing. So, Vidyaranyaji has got, I think he can hear everything. Yeah. So he has got all these sounds that comes out. Yeah. It seems it makes bis, 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 something like that. Bisiti Shabdanam. See, those of you who know Tamil, what do we say? We say Kaathu Vishardu. So that Vishardu, that sound, in Kannada also they said it's something like that. Vis, I don't know. And I don't know in Telugu, but in most of the things that vis, bis, bis, that kind of sound is from the Vayu. So I think he can hear everything very clearly. He must have done experiments and then he says that sound. So that is the Swakarana Guna is Shabda, and bis, that is the sound that comes in this. Yeah. That. And then Swakarana Guna, and then what is the Vishesha Guna of the Vayu? That's in the next line. Anushna Ashita Samsparshaha. So, Akasha was subtle. Vayu is grosser. Okay. Vayu is grosser. Why do we call it grosser? Because it has more properties. When any element has more properties, it becomes grosser. Because you cannot see it, you cannot touch it, you cannot taste it, all those things are not there, no? So, Akasha, the space is the subtlest, because there is no way you can, none of those things are there. Yeah, Shabdas, they say it comes through it, that's all. So, Akasha is the subtlest. Next comes in that subtlety, more gross is Vayu. And Anushna Ashita means Vayu by itself is neither hot nor cold by itself. When it goes through the fire, it becomes hot air. When it is heated up, it becomes hot. Or when it is cold, then it becomes cold. Yeah. So, just normal to touch. Anushna Ashita, neither cold nor hot. So, there is a sound and there is touch. Yeah, in Vayu. Now, Agni we come to, next one. Agni comes from Vayu. So, that will be more gross. More gross means more properties. Now you all know what gross means. More properties means more gross. So, how do you measure the grossness? Gross is that which is comprehended by the senses, when you can feel, etc. So, when you want to say that something is more gross than the other, means more senses can get involved in the comprehension. That's what it means. So, then it will become more and more gross. So, now what does that indicate? It means it has more properties. So, grossness is directly proportional to the properties. Now, we go to the next part. See, I'll be mixing up the shlokas. Okay, because what is happening is he takes a little bit of the previous shloka. In that he will have one property of that element, and then he will continue in the next shloka. So now we go to the how do I say, 3 3/4. What is that, Monty? So look at that. Vannau bugu bugu dvanihi. Yeah, from that. Yeah. So I'm going to say that is the third and the fourth quarter of that. Right? Do you see the fourth part of the third shloka? Vannau bugu bugu dvanihi. Right? And then along with that, in the next one, Ushna sparsha prabha rupam Jale bulu bulu dhvanihi. All sounds. Ushna sparsha prabha rupam Jale bulu bulu dhvanihi. Shita sparsha shukla rupam Raso madhuryamiritah. Shita sparsha shukla rupam Raso madhuryamiritah. So now, what all have we seen? Pratidhvanihi viyat shabdaha in the third shlokam. That means pratidhvani, the echo or that medium, is the Akasha's property. Then Vayu BC iti shabdanam. In the Vayu, there is that sound of bees. Anushna Shita Samsparsha also is Vayu. The Vayu is neither cold to touch, nor it is hot to touch. It is just, as it is, just right. No. Now we come to Vanni, that is the fire. Vannau bugu bugu dvanihi and Ushna sparsha prabha rupam. Up to that, those two parts are for the fire. Okay. So now, Vannihi means Agni. Okay. Now we can take it out. Vanni means Agni. So that Agni means fire. Yeah. So Agni comes from what? Agni comes from Vayu. So that is the third in line. So, and Vayu, where did it come from? Vayu came from Akasha. Yeah? So, Swakarana Guna will be for this, whatever Akasha had, whatever Vayu had, that will be the Karana for the third one, the Agni. Yeah. So, it will have Shabda and Sparsha, both. And then Swa Vishesha Guna, its own Vishesha Guna will be Rupa. Okay. So, one now in the fire, what kind of sound? Bhugu bhugu dvani. Yeah? So, when the fire is just, a lot of it is going on, how does it sound? Bhugu 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 bhugu, like that. So, in Tamil we say gubu gubu neriyardu, so that's the same thing, So that sound that it makes, like when it is lot of fire that is coming up, bhugu bhugu dvanihi. You have to really say it with that. Otherwise, I'm not able to say because I feel like laughing. But it actually sounds like there is a lot of fire then. Bhugu 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 bhugu, like that. So, bhugu bhugu dvanihi, that sound. Then to touch, we don't even have to say Ushna sparshaha. Yeah, it is hot to touch. Yeah, and then it has to have rupam. What kind of rupam does it have? It says prabha rupam. Prabha means it is effulgent. It is bright. Bright, fire is so bright. You know where the fire is. So that is its rupam. The effulgence is its rupam. So the unique property of fire is prabha rupam. It is the that effulgence. Okay. All the three are now over. I hope you all are with me. Shabda for the Akasha. Second one, for the Vayu, Shabda and Sparsha. You touch. Then for the Vanhi or the fire, all the three. Shabda, Bhugu Shabda. And then hot to touch. And also it has a effulgent form. Now we come to Jala. So one more time, let us see that. Okay. Now you see this in the fourth shlokam, Ushna Sparsha Prabharupam. It belonged to the Vanni, the fire. So then next starts Jale Bhulu Bulu Dhvanihi Shita Sparsha Shukla Rupam Raso Madhurya Miritaha. Up to that is for Jala. Okay. So Jale Bulu Bulu Dhvanihi and Shita Sparshaha Shukla Rupam Raso Madhurya Miritaha. So all this we say belongs to the Jala. Yeah. So now can you take it out? Okay. So Jale. What is this sound? Bulu 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 bulu. You know? So when the water is flowing through the pebbles and all, you can just, in your own house, you can shout whatever. Then you can hear the bulu 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 dhvani. So he is saying that water has that sound of bulu bulu. You can, when the water is going, in shala shalan tanni. We have our own ways of saying. So it has its own sound as it is flowing. So what is the touch? Because it has to have what? All the three of the other three. Yeah. So it has to have the sound, it has to have the touch, and it has to have the third one, that is the rupam. So first is dhvani, the sound is bulu bulu bulu. Shita sparsha. Shita sparsha. It is called as when you are in the outside, naturally when the water is kept, it becomes cold to touch. Yeah. The water is cold to touch. So Akasha, Vayu, Agni, and then Jala. So sound is bulu bulu, the touch is called Shukla Rupam. Shukla Rupam doesn't mean white. No, it means clear form. Clear means transparent. Because there is no other word, we just say white. But then that's not right. It's not white in color, not like milk. No, so it is clear, so transparent. So Shukla Rupam, transparent. Yeah. Then Madhurya Miritam means its taste is sweet. Now you say, water is sweet? See, now, how do you say how water tastes? In English, we say it is tasteless. But that's not true. When you are so thirsty and you take water, the satisfaction that you get, you cannot get with Coke or 7-Up and all that. Yeah, that satisfaction, some kind of taste. There is no word for it. It is not sweet like sugar, but because we like it, we say sweet. Because we don't know what to say. That which is liked by one and all. Water is something that we cannot live without. And that gives us the satisfaction whenever we are thirsty. So we call it Madhuryam because everybody loves sweet. But I don't like someone may say, they are bitter people, what can we say? So can't help it. So Shukla Rupam means transparent and Madhurya Miritam, special taste. Very, very satisfying taste. And then, so these are the Karana Gunas. Yeah? Karana Gunas are the Dhvani, that is the sound, and then the touch, cold touch, and also the transparency. And then it is now sweet also. Yeah. So Vishesha Guna is the rasa or the madhurya. Okay. Karana Guna is Shabda Sparsha Rupa. These three. All right. Clear? Now comes the next one. Going to the fifth one. Bhumau kada kada shabdaha. Kathinyam sparsha ishyate. Bhumau kada kada shabdaha. Kathinyam sparsha ishyate. Neeladikam chitra roopam. Madhuramladiko rasaha. Neeladikam chitra roopam. Madhuramladiko rasaha. Bhumau kada kada shabdaha. Kathinyam sparshayishyate. Neeladikam chitra roopam. Madhuramladiko rasaha. Bhumau kada kada shabdaha. Kathinyam sparshayishyate. Neeladikam chitra roopam. Madhuramladiko rasaha. Okay, now you yourself can tell me what it means. Bhumau, in the bhumi, kada 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 shabdaha. So, what is this kada 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 shabda? So, when all the, all those stones and all fall, the mountainous regions, they all come down, kada 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 kada, like that. And then they say, I don't know, they say that when there is when the earthquake happens, then also there is some shabda, some something, some shabdam. So he is trying to give us some kind of idea how all these things will make noise. Okay, so it's a very harsh sound. So that is called as kadakada shabdam. Sound is there because it is coming from akasha. Then it has to have sparsha, touch, hard to touch. Yeah, bhumi means normally all these stones and all, very hard to touch. So that is the Vayu's thing. Then the Shabda Sparsha Rupa. For Rupa, it says all these different kinds of colors, varied colors. So it says Neeladikam Chitra Rupam. Neela, we think of it as blue. But they say that Neela stands for black, dark color, dark. So dark colored, varied, different colors. All the colors are there in the bhumi. So all kinds of colors. That comes from the next one. Then what is the rasa? The taste, because water. So madhura amla adiko rasaha. Okay. So it is not just one or two tastes. Again, this also has got all kinds of rasas, all kinds of tastes. Like we have 6 kinds of rasam. Don't say tomato rasam and all that, not like that. But the taste, what are the tastes? They say one is madhura. They always say madhura amladika. So madhura is sweet. Amla means sour. So madhura amla adi, etc. Next one is lavana. Lavana means salty. Yeah. Then katu. Katu is not bitter. Katu is astringent. Astringent means like if you were to eat only hing, you take the hing and put it in your mouth. See, you can see some of you are already making the face. So that is called as astringent. Yeah. How will you feel? Sometimes, in India, they put the hing as it is, big pieces. And one of it comes to your mouth. Somehow it attracts you only. and then you put it in the mouth, and your face looks like that, so you can see. So that is why you can never forget it. Once you have had it, you will always remember. So that is astringent, katu. And what is bitter called in Sanskritam? Kashaya. Yeah, kashaya. So many people hate to drink kashayam, so because it is so bitter. Yeah. And then hot. Hot means not temperature. That is called as tikta. Tikta means very pungent hot. Very hot. So these are the 6 different tastes. So we said Madhura, Amla, Lavana, Katu, Kashaya, and Tikta. So these are all the different tastes that we have. Shadrasopetam, all the 6 rasas have to be there, because then only you can enjoy. Yeah. So that. And then it also has its own. What is its Vishesha Guna? Is Gandham. Gandham means smell. Yeah. So it has to have smells also. Yeah. Now, that comes in the next shlokam. Yeah. So let us now go to the next one. Kind of difficult today. I have to keep on going back. Surabhitara gandhau dvau guna samyak vivechitaha. Surabhitara gandhau dvau guna samyak vivechitaha. Shrotram tvak chakshushi jihva Granam chendriya panchakam. Shrotram tvak chakshushi jihva Granam chendriya panchakam. Surabhitara gandhau dvau guna samyak vivechitaha. Shrotram tvak chakshushi jihva Granam chendriya panchakam. Surabhitara gandhau dvau guna samyak vivechitaha. Shrotram tvak chakshushi jihva Granam chendriya panchakam. In this shloka, that Surabhitara gandhau dvau guna samyak vivechitaha, only that one goes with the bhumi. Okay, so the bhumi, from the 5th shloka, bhumau kadakada shabdaha. So the shabda, the sound is kadakada. Kathinyam sparsha ishyate. Kathinyam means hard, soft, smooth. All these things are the different kinds of touch, the feelings of the touch. Yeah, kathinyam. In this case, it is very hard. Yeah. Then next is the different kinds of colors. Neela adikam chitra roopam. Means all dark colors, and also all the different colors are there. Then for rasa, madhura amla adiko rasaha. All 6 kinds of tastes also come from the same earth only. Then comes surabhi itara gandhau dvau guna samyak vivechitaha. So that also goes with the bhumi. So we can take it out. So we say surabhi means pleasant smell. Surabhi, pleasant smell. It doesn't say foul smell. Itara gandha, the other smell. That's all. Yeah. So that means it could be pleasant or unpleasant smell. Yeah? All these things from the earth only. Some of them are such good smells, and some of them are bad smells. Yeah. So in this way, gunaha samyak vivechitaha. In this way, the properties of the elements have been clearly differentiated and shown. Okay. Now we cannot ask what are the properties of each of these gunas. Yeah. So we all now know what are the properties of the different elements. Okay. All right. Now that thus we have gone. What have we done now? We have done all the Pancha Mahabhutas and their properties. He is just methodically going from. So, which senses perceive, which gunas perceive, which gunas perceive what kind of senses Which senses will perceive these gunas? These are the next topic that he is starting now. Now, from outside to inside, we are going inside because this is a Adhyatma Shastra. So we are going inside. So going to the next shloka, we'll see. Actually, this shloka itself, what we saw just now, Shabda, Sparsha, all these things was there in the last one. I don't know if you saw it. So next point now that is discussed, which Indriya perceives which element. So, that is, in other words, which Indriya is capable of perceiving. Each one is not capable of perceiving everything. Each Indriya is set to perceive only one thing, right? So, the Indriya that is capable of perceiving Svavishesha Guna of the element is the Indriya which will perceive that element. Okay, that Vishesha Guna of that element has to be perceived by that Indriya. Indriya means sense organ. Yeah, I forgot to say. Yeah, the eyes, nose, ears, skin and tongue. These are the 5 Indriyas or 5 sense organs. So that's what is there in the next shloka. But actually in this shloka only, we said Shrotram Tvak Chakshushi Jihva Ghranam Cha Indriya Panchakam. Yeah, maybe we can show that, Srini. Sorry for making you go back and forth. We'll see 6 and 7 both. Yeah, so don't see the first line of the 6th one. Oh, I shouldn't see. No, that's not like that, but we have finished that. So going to the second line. Shrotram Tvak Chakshushi Jihva Ghranam Chendriya Panchakam. With that goes the next one. Karnadi Golakastham. Sorry. Karnadi Golakastham Tat Shabdadigrahakam Kramat. Karnadi Golakastham Tat Shabdadigrahakam Kramat. Saukshmyat Karyanumeyam Tat Prayodha Vedbahir Mukham. Saukshmyat Karyanumeyam Tat Prayodha Vedbahir Mukham. Karnadi Golakastham Tat Shabdadigrahakam Kramat. Saukshmyat Karyanumeyam Tat Prayodha Vedbahir Mukham. Karnadi Golakastham Tat Shabdadigrahakam Kramat. Saukshmyat Karyanumeyam Tat Prayodha Vedbahir Mukham. So Karnadi Golakastham Tat Shabda becomes Tat Shabda. So that is the Sandhi rule. It becomes Tat Shabda, Tat Shabda. Okay. Now, there are the Shrotram Tvak Chakshushi Jihva Granam Cha Indriya Panchakam. What are the 5 Indriyas? So the enumeration, the names of the 5 Indriyas are given here. These Indriyas which perceive everything. Yeah. So here there is an enumeration of that. Shrotram. So in the earlier chapter we have said that all the Indriyas, when we say, they are not gross, they are all subtle, sukshma. So what we are talking when we say Indriyas is the faculty of that. Faculty of hearing, faculty of tasting, faculty of touching, faculty of seeing, faculty of smelling. So it is not actually the eyes, nose, ears, and the tongue, etc. Okay, we are talking about the faculty of hearing, faculty of smelling, etc. Okay, so even though we translate Shrotram as ears, really speaking, Shrotram means auditory faculty. Okay, so the faculty to have the knowledge of the sound. So Shrotra we loosely translate as ear, but that's not true. But the physical ear is called Karna. Karna means ear, right? So we are talking of the subtle faculty. Yeah, we can take it out so that I can see people. So now we saw in the first chapter that the Jnanendriyas, we say that means sense organs, they evolved from the sattvic aspect of the individual elements. They are all subtle. So meaning the Jnanendriyas were not created after the Panchikarnam happened. I hope you all remember. But that was last year, mommy. Doesn't matter. Try to remember. Okay. So when we talk of Shrotra, even though we will translate as ear, we have to understand that it is the faculty of hearing. Then Twak. Twak means skin. Again, to understand as faculty of touch. Faculty of heat, cold, rough, smooth, etc. And that which is able to determine. Chakshushi, eye. That means faculty of sight, visual faculty. Jihva, tongue, faculty of tasting. Then Ghranam, faculty of smelling. Olfactory or something like that they say. So, Indriya Panchakam. These are the 5 Jnanendriyas. These are the 5 Jnanendriyas. These are the 5 faculties. Now, these faculties, they are internal. They need some instruments, apparatus. Yeah, so apparatus. So they need that in order for them to function. So the external apparatus are called as golakas. They are called as golakas. So those golakas, they act as the receptacle for the indriyas. The indriyas, that is the faculty, stays in these houses. So the faculty of smelling stays in the nose. Its house is nose. What is your address? Nose. Yeah. So like that. So the address for the hearing is the ears, like that. The abode. Yeah. So Indriya is Sukshma. Indriya is subtle. Whereas the Golaka is the gross. I hope we get it. Karnadi Golakastham. So established in the receptacles starting from the ears. Yeah. So for the Shrotra, for the hearing, Karna becomes the ear becomes the Golaka. Yeah. So staying in this Golaka or staying in this, using these Golakas, the Shrotra Golaka, like that. So this is Karna. The Karna has got the faculty, staying inside that. The Twak, faculty of touch, the skin, right? Chakshushi, for that is the eye. Jihva, for that the tongue. Then Ghrana, the nose, etc. So Karnadi Golakastham means staying in all these Golakas or using these Golakas as their abode. Shabdadi Grahakam Kramat means again in order, meaning that respectively the Shrotram staying in the Golaka of Karna, it hears the sound. Yeah. The Twak staying in the Golaka of skin, it perceives the touch. Chakshu staying in the Golaka of the eye, perceives the Rupa. Yeah. Jihva staying in the Golaka of tongue, perceives the rasa, the taste. Ghrana staying in the Golaka of nose, it perceives gandha. So how do you know that these faculties of hearing, etc., they are staying in the ear, etc.? How do we know? Why are we making such a statement? He says, Saukshmyat, because of the subtlety, you cannot see it, but you can infer. Yeah, you don't. Do you see anywhere that the ear is hearing? No, we don't see, but we know. How do we infer? So, like, the famous example, we say, from far I see smoke. When I see smoke, I don't see the fire. But then I infer that because I see the smoke, there must be fire. No, it's a very famous example in Vedanta. So, like that, you have to infer. Like Karyanumeyam. Karyanumeyam means we infer from the effect. Karya means effect. So, from the effect, we understand what it is. Prayaha dhavet bahirmukham. They are always extrovert. All these Golakas, they are all extrovert means they are very good at only knowing outside things. Yeah. I don't know how many of you come to Kathopanishad class, but in that it said Paranchikhani, Vyatrinat Swayambhuhu. So Swayambhu, that is the Lord, when he created all these Indriyas, give them one palar, one adi, one beating, and they can only see outside. They cannot see anything inside. So that he meant it's a manufacturer's defect. That's what Gurudev used to call. So everything is only outward. That's why it becomes very hard for us to know what is our true nature. It is inside, Baba. Don't go out. Yeah. So it says Karyanumeyam. We can only infer from the effect. Prayaha dhavet bahirmukham. Prayaha. The word means mostly. Mostly they are all, or usually they are only extrovert. What do you mean mostly they are only extrovert? Are they sometimes introvert? Yeah. So next he is going, whenever he uses this word, he's not using in vain. He's not using it unnecessarily. When he says that there is something mostly he's doing, then there must be something that it must follow to say that sometimes they can hear inside also. When do they hear? We'll have to come to the class next month. Yeah. So these are all what all have we done today. We have done a whole lot of things, but it is not great, difficult to understand. Very simple. But then the way he deals with everything, kadakada, gulugulu, bulbulu, and all that, I really had a great time thinking about how he must have just thought what kind of words to use. He doesn't just use it like that. So he must have heard it somewhere and then he writes it. So these are all lot of things we can learn from, the way he writes to make it sound very funny also, very cute also. So all the Pancha Indriyas, everything he has said, what all they see and how one after the other, how in Krama it happens. So you also, now you go back and you read, you will also enjoy. Like it's really very, very nicely written in a very methodical way. So next he will say why he used the word mostly, prayaha. Yeah. So we'll continue with that next time. Okay. Thank you very much. So last time one question about para bhakti, and when we say, I don't know if he is here today, the person who asked question. So he had asked, is it the same word has different meanings or what? Yes, the same word has the different meaning. Para means the other also, that's right. And also it's that greatness is also there for para bhakti, etc.
Kandaswamy is not here today. At least I couldn't see him. So maybe we'll convert it tomorrow night. Maybe he's already out. Yes.
We can tell him that. Yeah?
Yes.
A simple thing. Yeah, it is Sanskritam. It has both meanings. Yeah.
Thank you, Sharada ji. I think it was very nice. And the katakata, bulu bulu and all were like, Bharati used to say, inba ten vandu payudu kadinile. Ten is a sweet. So you could say that we can, for Sharada Madam lecture, we can say Madhuryam for the ears. So, so like inba ten vandu payudu kadinile, we can say Madhuryam is only for the taste, but for Sharada Madam lecture, we can include Madhuryam for the ears too.
No, that's these words, Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very well. That's correct. Very nice. Very nice. But Mami, we're really looking forward. Like Jambu said, this is a very interesting lecture, very easy flowing. It's a very deep subject also. I think to take that thing and to put it out in a nice, easy way was so beautiful. And also you explained it so nicely.
Very
I mean,
clever,
look-
Soma. He starts like that very easily, then people will fall for it. No? Oh, very easy. Now I understood. Then he slowly brings in, all the hard concepts and all. Very
I mean,
good.
it is the chapter says Pancha Bhuta Vivekam. I mean, using externally looking things to know what is inside itself is a apparent contradiction to start with, right? So I was really looking forward to that. Very nice lecture. So very nice chapter. So good. Thank you, Mommy. Yeah. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
मंगलम गुरु श्री चंद्रमौलीश्वर के शक्ति गणपति शारदाम्बिके शंकराचार्य के शक्ति गणपति महागणपति शारदाम्बिके काल भैरव के काली दुर्गै के वीर धीर शूर हनुम मारुति चरणतिर्के मल्लिकार्जुनर के செல்வ ஜனார்தனர் கே அம்பா பவானி கம்பத கணபதி சண்டி சாமுண்டி கே ஸ்ரீ கிருஷ்ண பகவான் கே ஸ்ரீ चक्रवासिनी के सीता राम लक्ष्मण सहित मारुति चरणति के विद्यारण्यर के विद्याशंकर के वागीश्वरी के वज्रदेग गरुड़ आंजनेयर के श्रीवल्ली देव सेना समेत सुब्रमण्यर के तुंगभद्रै के श्रृंगनिवासिनी के श्रृंगेरी पुरिயில் நிலைத்திருக்கும் எங்கள் சாரதாம்பிகை के सच्चिदानंद शिव अभिनव नृसिंह भारती के श्री चंद्रशेखर भारती गुरु सार्वभौमर के श्री चंद्रशेखर भारती गुरु विद्यातीर्थर के श्री चंद्रशेखर भारती गुरु भारती तीर्थर के श्री चंद्रशेखर भारती गुरु विदुशेखर भारती के मंगलम गुरु श्री चंद्रमौलीश्वर के शक्ति गणपति शारदाम्बिके शंकराचार्य के शक्ति गणपति महागणपति शारदाम्बिके के श्रृंगेरी पुरिயில் நிறைந்திருக்கும் எங்கள் சாரதாம்பிகை के
Thank you so much. Hari Om. We'll see you next month.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hari Om.
Thank you so much, Mommy. Hari Om.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mommy.
पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Guru Guru.
Hari Om. Sorry, I didn't say that.
No, correct. Thank you.